So welcome to the morning's stretching for all class. So this is available to all to stretch, so all abilities. Again, very important that you listen to your body. If you are nursing an injury, listen to your body, and if the exercise or the stretch that I'm going to be doing isn't quite right for you, just modify it or go back to what we were doing previously, anyone that you can manage. So we're going to start off by making sure that our weight is evenly distributed. So just feel around with your feet, just have a little rock on the soles, so onto the toes and onto the heels, and then make sure that your toes are nicely spread. Your feet are probably about hip distance or maybe a little bit wider, so we're just evenly distributed. And then work up to the knees. So the knees aren't locked out, but they're nice and soft. And then coming up through the thighs, up into the glutes, making sure we're keeping this core nice and strong. So a little bit of tension in the glutes, not too much. Working up into our core, making sure that we've got our TVA nicely pulled in to about 75%. Then working up a little bit further, looking into the chest area. Always make sure that our chest is nice and high. So we're keeping the chest up, the back is straight, the shoulders are back and relaxed, the hands are hanging down to begin with by our sides, and then we're looking straight ahead with our heads. So we should now be in a nice standing, relaxed position, making sure that our pelvis is definitely tucked under so that we can take off any pressure from that lower back. So we're going to start stretching from the head. So we're going to nod the head, take the head down to the shoulders, down to your chest even, and then back up and down. All of these exercises that we're doing is slow and controlled. One more time, drop the chin to the chest and take it back up. Now take that to one side, doesn't matter which side. Slowly bring it back to center. And then take it back to the other side. Good. And again, as with all of our stretches, whenever we're doing any stretches or even indeed exercises, we're always going to be a little bit more flexible on one side than the other. It's perfectly natural. But by doing this, we're going to make sure that we keep the mobility in those joints. Good. Back to center. Drop the ear to the shoulder. Bring it back up. And the other side, drop the ear to the shoulder and bring it back up. And again, if this gives you any pain in the neck, which is unusual, don't do this one. Just go back to one of the others that you feel more comfortable with. Next to a very strange thing. We don't want to hurt anything at all in our neck area. So we're just going to now start rolling the shoulders back. So just check out the rest of your posture. Make sure you haven't lost that lovely starting position that we have. So check out your feet. Knees are soft, pelvis is tucked under. Let's take that roll to the front. Good. Lovely. Two more. Good. Now we're going to take those arms up to the ceiling. So just check out that posture again. Just raise up a little bit out of that rib cage. Tuck under that pelvis, make sure the knees are soft. Now palms are going to face forward. We're going to swoop down with the hands just lightly brushing the floor and come up. Good. Now we're going to be doing this for a few seconds. So it doesn't matter if you can't quite reach the floor. You might just come down to here. Perfectly acceptable. Just a little arch in the back now as you come down, keeping the knees soft. Come up and arch. I'm just going to do that from the side. So come down, sticking out the bottom, knees are soft, hands, fingertips kissing the floor. As you come up, slight little bend in that spine. Good, but make sure the knees are soft. Excellent. Right, we're going to do two more of these. Do them at your own pace. And down again. Good. Excellent. Come up. Now we're going to take one arm behind, one arm in front. And we're going to face in the opposite direction. So my core has actually turned round, but my feet are still facing forward. Arms in line with my shoulders. Good. Now from there, I'm going to keep the arms at shoulder height, and I'm going to do some helicopter turns. Now this is slow and controlled. Good. Try and relax the shoulders, but keep the arms at shoulder height. Slow and controlled. Each time you go round, try and turn your body just a little bit more to that side. Great work. Following with the head. Lovely. Now you must keep that pelvis tucked under, otherwise it might start pulling on your back. Good. Just check the pelvis. Good. Come back to centre. Lovely. Now drop the arms down, palms facing in. Take them up, palms facing out. Touch to the top, still with your palms facing out. And bring them back down again. Good. Breath in. And breath out. Palms are still facing out. Breath in. And breath out. Good. Now turn the palms so they're facing out. So your elbows are now facing in. So palms out, up, and out. Good. Breath in. Good. And out. 2 more. In. And out. And in. And out. Good. Lovely. Just shake out those shoulders. And forward. Lovely. Now check around this core area. We need to make sure that our core is still very, very strong, and we're just slightly tipping that pelvis under. So this is going to protect this area especially. So come back. I want you to take your feet a little bit wider, keeping that pelvis tucked under, core is strong, and the shoulders and back are relaxed. Good. Now we're just going to start just going from side to side. Lovely. Take my hands out just so that you can see my hips. You can put your hands wherever they're comfortable. You just lean on your hips. Just gently going from side to side. So we're waking up the outer thigh and the inner thigh. Good. Now I want you to take those feet just a little bit wider. Good. Keeping the knees soft, pelvis tucked under. We're going to go a little bit deeper. Good. And we're going to keep it nice and slow. Knees are pushing out to the side. They're still staying in line with our toes, which is why we've taken our feet wider. We never want our knees to come beyond the toe. So if your knees are going beyond your toe, you need to take your feet wider. Good. Back to centre. Okay, let's take them out a little bit wider. Now, remember, pelvis tucked under, knees are soft, side to side. Now we're going to take it a bit deeper, still keeping that knee in line with that toe, it's not going beyond. We're just stretching out this inner thigh just that little bit more, we're holding it now. Good, chest and back, shoulders relaxed. Good, come back to centre. Now dip both down, come down into this lovely sumo squat. We're really stretching out those inner thighs, pushing the knees back, so we're also working the glute area and the outer thigh. Good, don't force it, just stretch it out. Good, and come up. Now we're going to take that stretch to the other side. So we've got plenty of time here, don't force anything, keep that chest up, shoulders back. Lovely. come back to centre. Reevaluate, pelvis under, push out the knees. Now can you come down a little bit more for me? Excellent, good. Really push those knees out. Now let's check our upper body. We need to make sure that chest is out, the shoulders are back. We can take the hands behind. And so we're just using these muscles to support ourselves and push out. Good. Breathe it out. Good, and come up really slowly. Up. Good, and then take it down really slowly. It's a lovely stretch. Good. Come up. Good, and then back down. Push out those knees. You might need to just move your feet a little bit. That's absolutely fine. You're never ever in one static position. You always move around a little bit. Good, now come up. Excellent. Now I want you to take your feet a little bit further apart. And we're going to take that stretch down. Now try not to support on the leg. What you're doing is stretching out this inner thigh. So this toe should now be pointing forward. This toe's out at about 45 degrees. And you're going to come down as low as comfortable for you. Good. Back is straight, chest is up. You all right there, Tina? No, it's not for you. Carry on doing some of those lovely stretches that I know you know we can do. You might want to get on the mat on the floor and roll out that back. Good, come up. Now, both feet are facing forward. Hands are on the floor. Take that head down. Good. Just ease into that stretch. Good, and we're going to go to the other side. So this leg remains straight. You're going to come over and stretch out this side. So this inner thigh now is really stretching, feeling that lovely stretch. Keep that chest up if you can. Good work. Pushing out the bottom. The stretch is all down here. Good. Now come back to centre. Now push the bottom up towards the ceiling or the sky if you're in the garden. Tuck that head under. Walk those hands back. Just hold that lovely stretch. So the stretch is now being felt right up the back of the legs into the glute muscles. And by walking your hands back, pushing your bottom up even further, tucking in that head, you're going to increase the stretch in the back of the legs. Good. Now I want you to keep that stretch in the back of the legs, but I want you to come up so that you're on your hands on the floor, and I want you to walk your hands towards me. Good. Then I want you to come up onto your toes. Good. Hands out, about shoulder width apart, and then I just want you to lean down so that you're getting that stretch into those triceps. Good. Keep that chin up. Lovely work. You're on your toes. Your elbows are bent, so the weight is now in the shoulders and the triceps. Good. Press it up, walk it back. Get back into that full stretch to the back of the legs. I'm going to start walking those hands forwards again. Now, if you can't support yourself in this upright position, when you get to about here, just drop down onto your knees and continue walking out. And then drop the elbows down to the floor. Lovely, good. So you're fully supported now. Excellent work. But if you can, stay up on those toes, drop down onto those elbows. Lovely. Push up, walk it back. One last little stretch here. And gently come up. Nice and slowly bring the toes in, heels and feet. Lovely. side on. So I just want you to take your hands and put them in the small of your back. Tilt that pelvis under, squeeze those glutes. And just lean back into that stretch. Good. Soften the knees, come forward. And turn the stretch the other way. So we're stretching our spine forward and back. Good. Let's take it back again one more time. Just take that spinal stretch back as far as is comfortable for you. Good. Now suck in, pull the other way, stick out the bottom, round the shoulders. One more time. Using that breath. Lovely. Now pull it all up, push it out, and round the shoulders. Good. And come back up to standing. Well done, excellent work. Shake it out. Lovely. Now, back to those feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. So we're going to hinge down from the hip. So hinge down, hinge down, hinge down, hinge down. So you now should be at an L shape from the bottom of the leg out. We're going to take the arms out level. Good. So I'm just going to come down a little bit more. I'm a little bit higher because I'm just watching everybody. So I want you actually to be level. I'm just up here a little bit more so I can see you all. Lovely. So from here, keeping the head nice and straight, we're going to take one arm down to the floor and the other arm up to the ceiling. Now we're following with our head. So you should end up in this position. Let me just have a look at myself. Yes, I think that's about right. Good. Lovely. And come back to centre. Try and keep those arms nice and level. Good. So let's go to the other side. Now we've got to keep that core strong. Good. Stretch it out. Really trying to look at this hand up here so your whole body is twisting. Good. Now we're coming back. Oops, my airplane's not very straight. Good. Let's do that one more time to each side. Lovely. Good. And back. Last side. Good, and back to centre. Bring both hands down, palms are touching. Still in that hinged position. We're going to take the arms out, squeeze at the top, so retract the shoulder blades, squeezing back in together, trying to get the back of the hands as close towards each other as you can. Good, now bring them down, now wrap them around your body. Good. Now from here, I want you to look up at the ceiling or the sky. Turn all the way around as far as you can go. Good, and back to centre. Good, turn to the other side. Back to centre. Good. Now take the arms out. Retract the shoulder blades, squeeze. Now as you bring them back to hug in, make sure the opposite arm this time goes on the top. Good. And let's turn, rotate that body. Round you go. So you should be feeling this pull right up here, the outer part of this hip, into the shoulder blades, down the spine, into the lower back. Probably even in your calf as well. Good, back to centre. Are you all still with me? Yes, good. Let's do it to the other side. Twist, looking up, hold that stretch, breathe through, and back to centre. Good. Release the arms, let the head go heavy. Just hold that stretch here. Good. Take hold of the ankles or the calves, wherever you're holding, wherever it's more comfortable for you. And I just want you to swing the hips from side to side. Good. So push that hip round, back and back to the other side. Good. Don't rush it. Pull it through. You're really getting into the back of those hamstrings now. Push it round. Good. Last one. Come back to centre. Good. Now pull yourself down. Now wherever it's comfortable for you, you can either stay here with your hands behind your ankle or on your calf. You want to tuck the head in. I want you to look right through the legs and just hold that stretch. Now this stretch should start right in the top of those glute muscles, all the way down the back of the legs, right the way down. Good. Take a breath in. As you exhale, pull yourself towards your body a little bit more. Good. Breathe through the stretch. Last big breath in. As you exhale, pull yourself down a little bit more. Breathe it out. Now hold the stretch. Good. Lock out the knees. Lovely work. Now, just soften those knees. Make sure before you come up, you've relaxed all the tension out of those muscles. And then when you're ready, you're just going to peel yourself up. Really gently does it. You're going to feel some tightness in the glute muscles. That's absolutely fine. That's what we want. Coming up. Good. Lovely work. Just bring one knee up. Just to release any tension. Good. One at a time. Gently and slowly. Lovely. Now we're going to spend the last few minutes on the mat. So if you haven't already, grab yourself a mat or a towel, unless you're on a nice thick carpeted area, and join me on the floor. So we're going to start off on all fours. So we're on tabletop position. So we just need to make sure, again, when we're working, that we're in a good posture. So my knees are directly underneath my hips. My knees are about hip distance apart, or a little bit wider. My shoulder is directly over my wrist. So this is what we call stacking. This here protects your shoulders against any injury to your rotator cuff. And I want your head to be just in a neutral position. So don't want your head down, don't want your head up, a nice neutral position. Now think about your hands. Splay the fingers so that, again, you're evenly distributing the weight throughout the hand. So you should be in a nice position here. The tummy is held in nice and tight. So from here, we're just going to raise the right hand. So the rest of the body doesn't move at all. Just raise that right hand, squeezing in the tummy. Good. Strong core here where it's going to support you. Raise the other hand. Good. Take that hand back. Now we're going to raise the left leg, pushing it out in front The heel is going to be pushing away. Now think about the hip area. If you're coming to do this, I want you to take it back and try and keep it nice and straight. Good, excellent work. Bring that heel back in. Knee on the floor. Adjust yourself if you need to. Take the other leg out. Push the heel away. Good, bring it back in. Lovely. Now this time we're going to do two at a time. We're going to take the right hand and the left leg. We're going to take it up. Now heel away, fingertips away, pushing it away. Now think about the rest of your body and your posture. Your head should be relaxed. Your core is tight. And try not to sway those hips. Good, bring it back in. Adjust yourself so you're comfortable again. Opposite arm, opposite leg. So it should be hopefully left leg, right arm. No, right arm, left arm, right leg. Oh dear. Oh, push the heel away. Fingertips away. Adjust your body so that you're in a nice long parallel position. Good. And come back. I want you to do two more of those on each side at your own pace. Slow and controlled. So 4 in total, 2 on each side. Remember to hold it just for a count of 3 or 4. Adjust your position if you need to before you go into the next move. Heel away, toes away. Good. Got 1 more on each side. Lovely. Last one. Good. And come back. Now I want you to put your toes together. Knees a little bit further apart now. And then I want you to sit back so that your knees are apart, your toes are together. And then I want you to let your hands come down. Forehead on the floor. Elbows on the floor, and then I want you to reach your fingers forward. So the elbows and the forearms will come off of the floor. Your forehead is still on the floor, but your fingertips are pushing forward. So you should be feeling a nice stretch up here in the shoulder area and along here, down this side. Keep the forehead on the floor, walk the fingers out as far as you can go. Push the bottom down. Breathe through. Good. Keep the forehead on the floor. Bring the hands behind you. Just pop your knees a little bit closer together now. Grab hold of your feet. Just rock from side to side. Good. Three, 2, 1. Lovely work. I want you to come up into a Sphinx position. So we're going to push the feet out. We're going to lie on our tummy. Now our feet are about a foot apart, good 12 to 15 inches apart. I want you to really release the tension in the glute muscles. I want them to be nice and soft. Again, your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders, your forearms are flat on the floor, and your palms are nice and wide. So this is where we're going to start off with that lower back stretch. So if this is right for you, this is where you can stay. You don't need to take it up any further. Just listen to your body. Release the glute muscles. If you've got them squeezed in, the tension in the muscles is going to be in the wrong place. So think about that. Squeeze the glutes and now release them. And that's where you need to be. Adjust your pelvis. Just get nice and comfy. Good. Now I want you to lift the chin. Now I want you to drop the chin to the chest. Good. Raise the chin again. Drop the chin to the chest. Now neutral neck. Good, so you're just sitting there nice and comfortable. Think about those glutes. If they tightened up again, if they have, squeeze them together and then release so that you can just feel the difference, having nice loose tension in those muscles. Good. Now, you can either stay here for a few seconds or you can just push up nice and gently. Now, we're not locking out the elbows. The elbows are nice and soft. So this just extending the stretch all the way down the spine into the lower back. Think about the glute muscles. You've got to release that tension. Give them a shake out. Good. Drop one elbow, drop the other elbow. Good, stay here. Now tuck the toes under, push yourself up onto your knees, and sit back in that baby pose. Good. Come back up into that tabletop position. Adjust yourself so that you're in the correct position. Wrists are directly under shoulders, knees under hips, head in a nice neutral position. From here, we're going to go into our cat and cow stretches. So first stretch is we're going to suck in the belly, tuck in the chin to the chest. Really think about the stretch across the back of the shoulders, pulling the tummy in. Now we're going to reverse that stretch. We're going to lift the shoulders at the same time sticking at the bottom and letting the spine just sit down to where it's comfortable. Good. Let's do that one more time. So suck in that tummy, round those shoulders. So as you come up, push your hands away, suck the tummy in, really round the back. Now reverse. So let the spine dip, stick out your bottom, lift the chin, almost retracting the shoulders back down. Good. Come back into that neutral position. And then one more time, sit back down on those heels. Take the hands behind. And then allow yourself to rock from side to side. Good. Three, two, one. Slowly come up to a kneeling position. And that concludes today's stretching for all class.